thought I heard you calling my name. Now hush, hush. You broke my heart and now let me down. Now hush, hush. I thought I heard you call my name. Now hush, hush. You broke my heart and I'm not the dream now. Early in the morning, late in the evening.
I still know what you did last summer. Hold on, since this is the double pack feature, here we go. I still know what you did last summer. Now, this is the sequel to I Know What You Did Last Summer. This film, I believe, came out just 1 year after, in 1998. And it's, once again, starring Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr., but this time with the addition of Brandy and Mekhi Phifer. And look at the tagline for this. Someone is dying for the second chance. Okay, the movie starts off with Julie James, Jennifer Love Hewitt's character, and she has this dream of going to confessional, and then the pastor that she's confessing to ends up being Ben Willis, attacks her. She wakes up in class, freaking out. So it's revealed that the ending of the first movie, where she gets attacked in the shower, was just a dream. Which I guess I like, because that was sort of one thing I don't care for in the first movie, is that it ends with it looking like Julie gets killed. So okay, fine, you want to say that it was a dream. Ray, Freddie Prinze Jr., he still works on the docks back at home, so they're kind of having a long distance relationship. Then you have this kid in her class, Will, who is, I guess, her new friend or whatever. Well, I hate him. I hate everything about his character. I hate that he's so goofy and so weird, and he's supposed to be like, oh, the nice, likable guy that Julie should just be with because her and Ray aren't really working out. But I never thought she should be with Will. I never did. I never liked him. Brandy wins these tickets to the Bahamas, which it's like a radio contest, and you're supposed to guess the capital of Brazil. They say Rio de Janeiro, which I'm sitting there like, that's not the fucking right answer. It's Brasilia. But okay, they won. Let's not worry about that, because I get it. That was supposed to be the point. That's like a plot thing at the end of the movie. But at the same time, it's like, let's just say that you're just watching the movie. Wouldn't you be sitting there like, they got that wrong?
We're gonna get tropical, huh?
Let's start having fun now. We are going to the Bahamas.
And they go to the Bahamas. Julie tries to get Ray to go with them, but he... Okay, let me just get into the complaints, because obviously I can't really talk about this without complaining about it. Freddie Prinze Jr.'s character annoys the shit out of me in this movie. He does. He starts off with... I will give him this. He sort of appears a little jealous of Julie talking to Will. And yeah, because Julie's being way too flirtatious with him. Way too flirtatious with him. So I will give him that. But when it comes down to... He asked her to go with him back home for the 4th of July weekend to hang out and have fun. And she didn't want to do it because she's not ready to go back home. That's where everything happened. And I don't blame her for that. And he gets pissed off at her. He's like, oh, what, you can't spend time with me? Whatever. And he ups and leaves. And she tries to say, like, dude, I'm fucking scared. Like, I can't do it. And so he just looks like an asshole. And then later on, when Brandy gets tickets to the Bahamas, Julie's like, hey, you want to come with us to the Bahamas? It's fucking free. It's a free weekend trip. And he's still so pissed off. He's like, oh, you can go with your friends to the Bahamas, but you can't come back home with me? Well, I don't think I could make it. We have a lot of work to do. And I'm like, what the fuck? Right, what are you doing? Really? After what happened in the first movie and after you barely got Julie back, now she's pretty much begging you to spend time with her. And she's telling you it's not fucking you, dude. She just can't go back home. And he's being so immature and ridiculous. And she's even like, please, try for me. And he's like, yeah, I'll try, whatever. And then as soon as he hangs up the phone, one of his doc friends is like, dude, it's the fucking Bahamas. It's the girl you're in love with. What are you doing? And then he goes, yeah, stupid. It's like, yeah, you're fucking stupid. Why did it take you 2 seconds after hanging up to realize that? And then he says, oh, let me go call her and tell her that I'm gonna come. And the friend's like, no, surprise her. Because Freddie Prinze Jr. has a ring that he's gonna propose to her for, so fine, he's gonna surprise her. Then, of course, when they drive there, Ray and his friend, they get attacked by the fishermen. Which, I don't like the sequel. You can probably tell that just from me talking about it. I don't like the sequel. I don't think it was needed. I think it's pointless. And I think it's horrible. As much as you saw me praising and as much as I love the first film, it's sad that this is what followed. I know it's not one of those things where it's like, oh yeah, we just want to do a sequel because it made a lot of money. Granted, that was the #1 reason. But at the same time, the ending of the first movie kind of suggests that there's going to be a sequel. Because the fisherman doesn't get killed, he only gets his hand cut off. The police don't find his body. So the signs are completely there for a sequel, and I understand that. But it's just the sequel that they gave us was just so half-assed, and it felt like they weren't even trying. The script is so poorly written. The characters, Julie, Jennifer Love Hewitt's character, and Freddie Prinze Jr.'s character, the two characters that you should love the most because of what they went through in the first film, are so unlikable in this movie. Both of them are so unlikable. Freddie Prinze Jr. is unlikable because, like I said, he's being a douchebag to her for no reason. Jennifer Love Hewitt's unlikable because she spends the whole movie, you know, afraid and terrified, which I get, sure. She's, of course, because how do you get over that? But it's annoying to see her, you know, like when Brandy takes her to the club and they're trying to have fun and hang out, and she gets out on the dance floor, and then she's envisioning the fisherman at the club, and everyone's dancing, and then you see like the fisherman walking towards her on the dance floor, but it's all in her head. It's just like, this is too silly. I can't, you can't tell me that you're trying to make me scared or feel any type of suspense when they're at a public club. Like, obviously he's not really there. I just think all of that's pointless and stupid. And then her flirting with Will, or her kind of making Will think he has a shot with her when she already has a boyfriend, is making me unlike her too. It's just like, why is she giving Will all these signs when she has a boyfriend? Brandy, her new best friend, because Sarah Michelle Gellar got killed, Brandy is unlikable too, because as soon as she comes in, she's like, oh yeah, Ray's a nice guy, you know, Freddie Prinze Jr. Ray's a nice guy, he's good and all, but you should totally hook up with Will. I'm like, what? This is your best friend and she's telling you to cheat on your boyfriend? Wow! Wow. That's bullshit. How am I supposed to like Brandy after that? I guess out of these characters, the only one I don't mind is Mekhi Phifer, because he spends the whole movie just trying to fucking get some ass. He's trying to get laid by his girlfriend when they go to the Bahamas, and he never gets the chance because they either always get interrupted or what. Jack Black's one of the guys who interrupts them all the time. Yeah, Jack Black's in this movie. Jack Black, when they go to the Bahamas, is there with dreadlocks, and he's like the weed guy, and he's just being goofy, and he's like, hey babies, what's up? You know, you want some of my ganja? You know? And that character, and Jack Black himself, is so random and out of place in this movie. I almost forget until I watch this and I say, yeah, fucking Jack Black's in this movie. I like him. I think he's funny in here, but he's out of place. Well, another thing I don't like is when Freddie Prinze Jr. gets attacked by the fisherman when he's trying to drive there to surprise Julie, but he doesn't make it in time because he gets attacked and he gets like almost hit by a car but thrown down the hill. He's in the hospital and the cops are trying to take down his report, and they're like, so a fisherman named Ben Willis tried to kill you and he had a hook for a hand, huh? Yeah, that sounds believable. And him and the doctor are kind of laughing about it, and I'm like, didn't the cops find the hand with the hook at the end of the first movie? Don't they know their story about how this guy tried to kill Julie and Ray? The cops know this. The cops should have this on file. The cops should have on file that they never found Ben Willis's body. So why is this cop thinking that he's just delusional and crazy? God damn it. So then Ray tries to play the hero and he goes off and he has to sell the ring in order to get a gun, in order to get a boat to try and make it to the island to save them. Whatever. I don't really care if that Freddie Prinze Jr. spends most of the movie not with Julie and trying to get to her. It's like, why couldn't he just be with them? Why do you have to have this whole dance around of him trying to make it there in time? It's stupid, especially because I don't like Will. And it's not even because of what they do with his character at the end of the movie. I probably shouldn't give it away for spoilers, as if it fucking matters. Maybe I will get into spoilers in this review, aka rant, because I'm realizing that I'm ranting on this movie. But what they do with Will, it's just not needed. It's unnecessary. He ends up being the son of the fisherman. You're like, what? Really? Will, the dorky, goofy guy that you had throughout this movie, is now a part of this and he's a killer? How dumb. We found out at the end of the first movie that Ben Willis is the fisherman, is the killer. We know this. We also know that they never found the body and that he's not dead and he's probably going to come back to kill her, especially because of the fact that this is a fucking sequel, right? There's no doubt. And we see Ben Willis, or we see the fisherman throughout it. Like when he goes to attack Freddie Prinze Jr., that's not on the island, right? It's not on the island. Which makes you wonder, how does the fisherman have time to attack Freddie Prinze Jr. back at home and then get to the island? Because when they get to the island, they say that, oh, there's no boats going back and forth because a storm's coming and they're completely secluded and they're stranded basically until the storm's over. And it's like, so how does the fisherman go back and forth? But you know what, I'm not even going to get into that, because that's just retarded, obviously. But we see that the fisherman, we see that Ben Willis is back because he tried to kill Freddie Prinze Jr. So why does the movie spend all this pointless amount of time making it look like all these other people are the killer? They make this girl who's the bartender in the Bahamas, they make her look suspicious, and she does the whole like looks and slowly walks away to look creepy. The hotel manager at the Bahamas is a real asshole, and he has his moments of like, oh, I could be the killer. Or this black guy who works there, who we eventually find out is into voodoo, and he's stealing all their shit to try to put voodoo on them. They make him look like the killer for the majority of the movie, and I'm sitting there like, we know it's Ben Willis. Why are we wasting our time with these other characters, and are they the killer or are they not? It's stupid. And the black guy was just weird. Like, really, it was weird. Pointless. Just so much pointless shit in this movie. Kevin Williamson wrote the first film. And if you don't know who he is, he's the guy who wrote Scream. And I love Scream. Scream is quite possibly my favorite horror movie of all time. And I can tell that he also wrote I Know What You Did Last Summer because of how much I love that film and how good and how greatly written that movie is. And then when you get to this film, this fucking guy, who wrote this? Trey Calloway. Trey Calloway wrote this film. Yes. Why? Why? Why did you write this? Why did you get a different person to write this, first of all? And why did this guy write such a horrible sequel? And if I want to try to give this movie any credit, I don't even think I could. I was going to say that the body count's higher, but at the same time, not a lot of people got killed in the first movie, and I didn't mind that, because the story was better, and you cared more about the characters, so when people did die, you cared. This film, it's just a bunch of random fucking people that you don't give two shits about getting killed, and it's just, oh, these stupid, unrealistic, completely implausible ways that they get killed, and you're just sitting there like, wow. The fisherman just came out of nowhere from the ceiling and is hooking people, or is just gutting them, you know, it's It's stupid. All the death scenes in this is stupid. The body count, a bigger body count isn't gonna make for a better sequel. And this movie even has the nerve, the gall, to try and reenact Julie's scene, Jennifer Love Hewitt's infamous scene from the first movie where she's outside, she's on the street, and she's like, what are you waiting for, right? I love that part. And this movie dares to reenact that when she's outside at like a graveyard. She sees that the fisherman has made a grave for her, and she just yells, and it's really a poor attempt to try and recreate that moment. I feel bad for Jennifer Love Hewitt because, man, does she try. She tries so hard to do something with this sequel, with this script, with this horrible plot line. I don't know why she came back. I'm assuming they paid her a shitload of money to come back for this. Brandy's even decent as far as acting goes. It's not really the acting that I have a problem with. And the ending of this movie is so pointless, so bullshit. They were trying to recreate the same ending of the first movie, but they go too much over the top with it, and at that point it's like, alright, I don't even care anymore. Great, you're just gonna have a stupid, depressing, downbeat ending to try and make me care, maybe for another sequel. Thank God that, well, you know what, they did do a third movie. Fuck, I was just gonna say thank God they didn't do another one, but they did. Well, maybe it's just thank God that Freddie Prinze Jr. and Jennifer Love Hewitt didn't come back for a third film. There's no way. There's no reason. There's no one that was asking for a sequel or for a franchise. Really, how many movies can you make with a fisherman as a killer? It worked for the first film because of what was going on. But for sequels, it's stupid. It's bullshit. This sequel is bullshit. It's hard to take this movie seriously, too, with a title like I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. And it's like, even though the events were 2 summers ago, they can't say, oh, I know you did 2 summers ago. You know, it's just, this is when the movie just gets stupid.
Summers ago, we lied to the authorities. We hit Ben Willis with our car and then we threw his body in the water to cover it up. Can you not tell me the whole story? I'm your best friend.
I own this movie because it came in the double feature pack. And I said to myself, I could just buy the first movie by itself, but why not? I might as well just get the double pack. It wasn't expensive, so I bought it. And I don't mind owning it because I like Jennifer Love Hewitt. But at the same time, it's a movie, whenever I watch it, I get mad. I get mad that this followed the first film. I love the first film too much to say to myself, yeah, here's the sequel. It's bullshit. You know what? Fuck this movie. That's what I've been saying this whole review, this whole rant. Fuck, I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. Thanks.